Hey guys, Hook to Clash here, and today I've got another unusual army in Legends League here. As you can see, Retired Noob or Noob is coming in with Zap Lalo. Now, today's attacks will just be replays, but I can confirm we will be getting Noob this weekend on live on stream to do some Legends League attacks. So if he does well in that, you'll see him yet again, probably in a week's time. But today we're just going to go over some replays because I'm kind of curious to see how it works and give us a little warm-up for what it will look like on the weekend. So I picked this base. We got a bunch of replays today, by the way. I got 6 for you on 6 really different styles of bases, just showing how flexible this army can actually be. Now, for those who aren't aware, Zap Lalo, you bring a bunch of lightning and a quake. So he's deciding to bring 7 lightning and 1 quake with this army. And generally, you're just going for the most value possible. And with Lalo, that's normally the core defenses because it makes the Lalo pathing around the base really nice. Now, Blizzard Lalo is very popular in Legends League because you can take out a huge part of the base with the Blizzard. But the strength of the Zap Lalo is you can't bait a Zap, right? You can't stop a Zap from working at all. Whereas with a Blizzard, you can bait it. Now, you get less value with the Zap, and it does take a few more spells, but you're going to see how it works out. So as we can see, kind of doing like a Lu Sui Lalo, well, like the Sui that he does with his Lalos. This is a really nice invis. Makes the Hound invisible, so the Hound runs over to it, the King, and look at this. The RC gets the scatter shot down, pops the ability right here, and bam. Look at all that, and look what's left of the base. Now, he doesn't have many spells for his Lalo, so you would have a few extra spells for a Blizzard Lalo, but he's got a Siege Machine still. He hasn't used the Stone Slammer, he hasn't used the Blimp for anything, and that is the real strength of this army. That yes, you don't have as many spells, and yes, you don't get as much from the Blizzard, but it's a lot safer in attack. And if you're just good at suiing and good at Lalo, this attack may be for you, honestly. Lots of people do the Blizzard Lalo just because it has a bit of a higher ceiling, but there's no doubt that this army has its strengths. As you can see, his RC is somehow still alive. I don't know how she's still alive, but good on him for keeping her up. We rage, and look, we're about to Warden just to keep our Royal Champion up again, get the Headhunters in there, and look at this. The Siege, the Stone Slammer still hasn't popped. The enemy RC goes down. Our RC will finally go down, but this base is fully wrecked. Now, we will go over this, the spell comp more in the next one. I know I didn't talk about it here. I was kind of introing the army for you all. But yeah, if you're not curious after this crushing triple, then I don't know what I could do to make you believe in this strategy. We got 5 more triples, as I say. I will say that a few of these hits aren't at the top of Legends League. He's not inside the top 200, but he is sitting around the 5500s, and he's had days over plus 300, which is a really good barometer for how well an army can go. If an army can't really hit 300, then you know it has issues. We've had Super Witches on the channel before, and the biggest problem with them is that you were always going to time fail a few hits a day, and therefore the army had a certain ceiling. Whereas this army, I don't think it has that. I think if you're very good at this army, you're going to have amazing success with it. Nicely done there from Noob, and let's get into the next replay. Okay, this one here is a bit of an ugly base. It's got a core town hall, and you're probably thinking, if you're doing Zap Lalo, this is probably one of the last styles of base you want to see. Now, in the first replay, we didn't talk a lot about the spells, so we'll do that here. As you can see, he's bringing 7 Zap and 1 Quake. So 7 Zap and 1 Quake is enough to take out a Scatter Shot. 6 Zap and 1 Quake is enough to take out an Expo, and 5 Zaps and 1 Quake is enough to get a multi. So essentially, that's what he's doing. He'll generally try and save a Zap if he can, to zap Headhunters in the CC, but as you can see, he went after a Scatter Shot on this one, so he had to use that 7th Zap. So he's not going to have a Zap spell to deal with the CC here, but he does bring a Poison with his army comp. You'll also notice he brings an Invis, which he's going to use with his Sui to try and get the most value out of it. And he also brings a Rage. That Rage isn't for the Sui though. That Rage will be used sometimes with the Lalo and the Headhunters, but actually you'll see it most of the time today used on a Blimp for the Town Hall. Because obviously it's not always possible to get the Town Hall down with a Zap Lalo. With the Blizzard Lalo, you're trying to sui the Town Hall after the Blizzard. But with Zap Lalo, because you don't get as much value out of the Zaps, it's just really hard to do so. So as you can see here, he has cleared out a lot of base. Like, this is an insane sui, considering he had to deal with the enemy CC. This is a very well done sui. As you can see, uses the invis there, trying to get rid of this air bow, and it does work. And look, there's a lot of base left. Well, to be honest, actually, there's not too much base left. There's a lot of value left in that base. So let's see how he deals with it here. So he uses his one freeze. Yes, he only has one freeze here, and he's going to rage blimp the Town Hall now. You can see what the CC comp he is bringing is now. We didn't see it in the first attack because he swagged his Stone Slammer. But he's bringing the 1 Inferno Drag, 6 Balloon CC, and this is probably the best CC for air attacks in Legends, in my opinion. It's good at taking the Town Hall down. It's good when you just use it as a Stone Slammer. It's just an all-round proven winner. And with a Rage and it on the Town Hall, you'll take out the Town Hall 99 times out of 100, even if you hit a NATO or a million traps. Nicely done here from Noob. Like, look how many troops are up. This is absolutely insane. This style of base you'd think would be the worst enemy of Zap Lalo. But Noob here showing that anything is possible. Let's get into the next replay. Okay, so as you can see, this is another ring base. Now, we didn't actually finish talking about the spells on the last one. So we talked about the spells he's bringing through Zaps, for the CC kill, and for the Town Hall bomb. But as you can see, with this army, he's only bringing 1 haste and 1 freeze. Well, 1 and 1, sorry. Maths was never my strong suit. So you have to be very good with your Lalo. It's a different sort of deployment to your general Blizzard Lalo. With Blizzard Lalo, you can kind of be a little late on some of the deployments, because if the loons are running in late, you just haste them to speed it up, and you've got freezes as well, so you don't have to overwhelm the defenses as much. But with when you've got such limited spells, you do have to do more of a heavier deployment and just try and overwhelm the base and get everything in your Warden ability. So you'll see today how good Noob is at making these low spell Lalos look really easy. Yet again, another ring base, so he zaps the enemy queen, scatter, ground bone, sweeper. That is insane value there. So really nice start. And then he's going to use the invis here on his royal champion. She gets the eagle. And this is just a huge portion of the base is gone. Yet again, though, it does leave a lot for the Lalo. Like, he has done amazingly with this Sui. And still there's a fair bit of base left. So you've got to keep that in mind. With this army, you really can't mess up the Sui at all. And it's not easy suing when you don't have a funnel set either side. Now, as you can see, Queen's kind of done with her value. Look at the amount of time left, by the way. 1 minute left. This guy's crazy. Queen somehow takes out the enemy king because the archers keep tanking. And we're actually going to Lalo and keep our queen alive here. Now, this is an ugly base. I can attest to that. I've hit this a few times in Legends. This was a Kazuma base last Legends League season. So if that's not proof enough that this is a strong base, I don't know what is. But as you can see with the deployment, he's got most of his loons down. He's only got 2 left in the bank. And he's just targeting so many defenses at once. He's just trying to overwhelm the base. Nice rage. Yet again, he didn't pop his Warden for that blimp, and I really like it. If the blimp is 90% of the way to the Town Hall, just save your Warden ability. If the blimp hits a double Sam, even if the troops pop out like 2 tiles off the Town Hall, they'll still take it down. So save that Warden ability to negate the poison effect, to negate the bomb, especially if all of your loons do end up jumping through the poison. Now, as you can see, not an overkill by any means. It was not an easy Lalo, but he kept his queen alive. He's still got his Warden up, so it's not an overkill. But honestly, the fact that this army is tripling ugly ring bases like this that we used up at 6k last season is a good sign for me. Okay, this is one of the base styles that I was most curious to see this army on. A teaser base here. Teaser bases would be interesting because I think there's good and bad elements of them to this army. Obviously, there's generally a lot of zap value by the Town Hall, not on this specific one, but also suing into the Town Hall is super rough. So we zap a multi-ground bow cannon, and Wizard Tower, which is really nice. Notice how he didn't need the extra zap to take the multi down, but he brought the extra zap to take the Expo down. One zap for nice pathing is absolutely worth it. Now, unfortunately, this enemy queen gets on it to our queen. We have to pop her. Like, this Sui does not go well at all. King has already used his ability. He's got nothing left in him. Queen pops the Hound and then promptly dies to the scatter shot. So we send our RC in. Baby Drag is doing a reasonable job at clearing up the pups, but have a look at what he does here. This is really nice. So RC is on the scatter, doing her thing. There's still a few pups floating around, but we've still got this invis left. So we wait for that scatter to go down. Pop. Bam. And we just invis the pups. Now, this invis could have been slightly better so that the RC was covered on the multi. But still, RC gets that multi down, and suddenly it doesn't look like that much... it doesn't look like that bad value. We didn't get the Town Hall, which is obviously what he would have wanted, and I think he could have got it if this was executed slightly better. But still, it's not over. We've still got the blimp. That's the thing, right? There's always a contingency plan on this, whereas Blizzard Lalo, if your Blizzard or the heroes don't get the Town Hall, yes, you've got the Lalo, but if you Lalo through the Town Hall, a lot of the times you're sacrificing a potential triple. Now, nice Warden. We run into a Nado. We freeze the Scatter and the Town Hall. And look at it. The Blimp's unprotected throughout this, but as long as we've got the Rage there, this Blimp does so much work. Now, he's actually bringing a Drag and 5 Loons on this account. Obviously, this is a different account to the other ones, I think. I know he's running 2 accounts in Legends. I can't remember what account was the previous replays. But yet again, I would recommend the Inferno Drag Loon combination if you can get them donated to you. If you can't get the Inferno Drag and Loons donated to you, then yeah, bring the Drag and 5 Loons, in my opinion. That would be the next best option. This does actually get close on time. Unfortunately, a lot of the time on teasers, I find my minions run into the core of the base and just die to like a red bomb or a flanking multi. What can you do about it? But regardless, he had so many balloons up, so he absolutely deserved to triple this really tough ring base that is so popular in Legends at the moment. Okay, speaking of popular Legends League bases, this is one of the more popular ones you will see. As you can tell there, starts with the Quake. That's one thing that we haven't actually talked about today, how to actually zap Quake. Because obviously, at Town Hall 13, you can take all the time you want. But at Town Hall 14, with these weaponized builder huts, you actually have to be careful. So make sure you always put the Quake down first so that the builder huts go to healing their own huts. You got to make sure you got to damage their huts, by the way. So yeah, Quake to damage all the builder huts in the area of what you're going to zap, and then hit all the zaps as quickly as possible on your targets. So he started out with the Quake there, and then zapped out the multi, 2 builder huts, and 2 sweepers. That's such good value. Probably wondering why he didn't zap the scatter, but with the scatter, I know he could have got the sweeper. I'm interested. I'd love to know from him personally. It is obviously nice when you zap a multi, you don't use all of your zaps, so you can use one on the CC as we saw here. But still, I'd be actually curious to know. Anyway, Sui gets amazing value. What I've noticed from Noob today, he's really good at using his Royal Champion to get the defenses that his King and Queen can't quite reach in the center of the base. Now, we take out the enemy CC, and look at him, like, look at the base. Like, yes, there's a lot of base up, but we've got a lot of troops. We've got a lot of troops. Also, one thing to note, he does not bring sneaky goblins. I should have talked about this during the first attack, but he does not bring sneaky goblins, instead electing for the Ice Hound, and I think it's a really good call. Because it just gives him an extra spell in essence. Now, obviously, it's not as good as a freeze spell, because the freeze spell goes when you want it and where you want it, but still, it's nice having that extra freeze, because you're just so short on spells with this army. Unfortunately, the Warden does not follow the biggest group of loons at the top of the base, but it doesn't matter, because the base is absolutely crushed. Like, look, there is nothing left! We just got loons going around. We used the invis there because we didn't use it with the Sui, but we didn't need it anyway. And that is a great exhibition of how to take down this box base. Like I said, this is a super common base, so you got to know how to take it down. And Noob here has absolutely wrecked it. I got one more replay for you all on one style of base we haven't seen today. Okay, so really the last style of base in Legends League that we haven't shown today is the anti-3. Because really, Legends League is teasers, rings / anti-2s, diamond bases, box bases, anti-3s. That's how I kind of sum them all up. And this is definitely more of an anti-3 given its style of compartment. We get all the zaps and quakes down. Like I said before, when you zap a scatter, you do have to use all of your lightning spells. Now, unfortunately, that wall break fails because of this Warden Tower. Sorry about that, guys. Fails because of that Warden Tower snipes it. Now, we do have 2 super wall breakers with the army comp, but we're not going to get very far in the base with them on this. So this Sui is going to be a little bit busted at the start. We'll just speed through it up a bit. We use RC on the right, and look at this Yak. This Yak's about to save the day. What a hero. Goes through that wall. Bam. Destroys those low-level walls, and we are set to go. We poison the headhunters. Probably a good call. Fortunately, the super minions, I don't actually know what they were targeting. They shot nothing. Good on them. RC does a great job, by the way. Look at what she got. She got a multi and a scatter shot on the flank without having to use our invis. Thankfully, the king and queen did so much tanking, and this isn't looking so bad all of a sudden. Queen takes out the enemy RC, and now there's no defensive heroes up. We got the king up, but you know he's not going to do much. Now, there is a double sweeper here, but we're going to make it work. So, using one loon there, and we're going to send the Stone Slammer behind. So, we're not going to blimp the Town Hall here. And I can tell you why we're not going to blimp it. It's because there's simply not really a lot of point. We're very, very confident at this stage our Lalo will go through the Town Hall. Because as you can see, it's kind of impossible for our Lalo to miss it. The only reason you blimp the Town Hall here is if you didn't have a freeze spell. Because you don't really want to Lalo through the Town Hall if you have no freezes. But we've still got that freeze there. As you can see, we use it. And now everything's in range. We're going to pop it about now. Bam. Oh, the Icehound froze the Town Hall. Damn, he was patient there. I mean, look how many loons are up. The King and Queen are still going. I think the King's down, but I mean, the Queen's still going. And swagging the invis spell there. No need to use that one. You can keep that, Noyon. But yeah. Regardless, we've now seen 6 Zap Lalo attacks, and it's up to you guys. What do you think of Zap Lalo? Would you like to see it on the channel again? Like I said, I'm going to get Noob on stream this weekend, and if you guys would like to see it posted on the YouTube channel, let me know down below, because yeah, it's just another unusual army in Legends League. One little channel update. Sorry I haven't been posting a lot of content recently. Been a bit busy. Also, it's just the start of the Legends League season, so there's not as much content up top, but you'll see content ramp up in the last 2 weeks of the season. I've got some seriously big names planned for you all, but that's for the future. We can look forward to that. But yeah, what did you think of Zap Lalo? Would you consider using it? Did it look a little too difficult? Yeah, always curious to see what you guys say down in the comments below. But that's it from me today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you soon.